And why did you and Kris decide to get married in Malibu as opposed to Nashville or Memphis at the time?
Because my parents lived in Malibu and had a house there, and my father was performing the ceremony.
And tell us briefly about this incredible marriage that you and Kris had at the time, which the press reported about, but you discuss in the book at length.
Well, I do discuss it at length in the book because the book starts at the beginning of my life, and I ended it when Kris and I divorced, because hopefully there's another book coming. It's going to be better than this one. But I'm sorry,
just to tell us about this incredible marriage, romance, time that you and Kris had together while you were married.
Well, I'm not sure what you want me to say.
Well, just to describe it as you talk about it, as you talked about it, as you discuss it in length in the book about the marriage. It was this incredible marriage. Why did it end? It had its ups and downs.
So you want all 3 chapters?
No, I want a summarized, concise version, interesting version.
Well, I'll do my best.
Great,
Joe.
that'd be great.
Well, let me see. Kris and I had decided, we were together for a couple of years before we married, and we had decided that we wanted to have a child. So when I became pregnant, it seemed like a good time to get married. Since my father was a Baptist preacher, my mother was a school teacher, so we had the wedding in Malibu. And honestly, on our wedding night, I'm not even sure if I talked about this in the book, but Kris had spent the night before at Roger McGuinn's house and drinking excessively, and so the next day it was time for the wedding, and he was nowhere to be found, and nobody was answering the phone at Roger's house, and I figured they were either dead or dead drunk. I wasn't sure which, but he finally got there for the wedding, and it was a beautiful wedding there. I mean, everybody, there was a Hollywood who's who because of pretty much his film career at that time. Sam Peckinpah and James Coburn and Larry Gatlin, and there were all these people there, and it was, it was a great wedding. And when the wedding was over, we went back to Roger's house, and when I went to sleep, he was still shooting pool with Roger. So that should have been my indication of how things were going to go down.
And how did both of you come up with the name Casey for your daughter?
Well, Kris had written a song called Casey's Last Ride, and it was just, I loved the name. And it wasn't a common name at that time. Of course, there's lots of Caseys now. My drummer has a son named Casey. But also K, which is Kristofferson, and C, although her name is spelled C-A-S-E-Y. So that was kind of...